Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Factory in the Sky 4 on the FTOG server. We are here in the bonsai pot room, so I can show you that I have obtained cherry saplings, crimson fungus, and warped fungus at last. So we have those growing. You'll also notice most of these are off, or redstone powered and off. They aren't working anyway because their axes have finally broken, and this is how much we got. 6,000 to 7,000 per axe, with a double because of the azalea bushes also producing oak logs. So I'm going to leave those off for a while because I think this is enough for now. We'll see in the future if we build something really big, but for now, this is good. I also wanted to show you I have created a hyperbox. So if we go in here and name it Factory Mobile Unit, save and exit, we can click that, and we have this little dimension, and if we click out of it, we're on top. Little dimension where we can store stuff. Not sure how useful it's going to be, we'll see. Maybe I'll put all my storage and stuff in there and load it. But moving on, if we go upstairs, I finally made the furniture stuff with this wrench. So this wrench allows you to connect the power, and I've connected the power from the electricity generator to the workbench and from the workbench to the fridge. If we go into the electricity generator, I have it off, and it won't burn any fuel while it's off, so that's nice. But we also can't make anything, so let's turn this on real quick. And then we have chairs, and all of these we have fences, we have fans, and all of these will require something. I don't know how to actually make it. Fridge. Oh, right. It shows you the stuff when you hover over it. How did I miss that? But with that hovered over, I made the fridge. Let's turn that off because it's annoying. With the power on, you can put water in here, and it will crystallize into a single ice. And in order to get that blue ice I was talking about a few episodes ago, you need 81 water buckets. So I figured there has to be an easier way to do this. And I was right, there is. The Ether mod produces this freezer, where you can freeze stuff with ice stone. So if I put a water bucket in here, and we wait for a couple seconds for it to run, ice. Now, the thing is, with this, you can use it and craft it into packed ice and blue ice, which is what we needed. However, in this freezer, you can just refreeze the ice and turn it into packed ice, and then that can turn into blue ice, which we're not going to waste our time on because I've already done it. But if we wait just a second because we have this, we'll take the packed ice, we will throw it away into our storage, and we'll come look at the basalt drawer that I have here, and there's blue ice in there. So our generator room is finally finished. And to close up a plot thread from last episode, the pack has updated, and there's now a recipe for the mimic model, which, if we go to artifacts, we can do anything. You can use anything from the artifacts mod, and I want to try and do it without using up all of something. So if we take this, we can take 1, 2 of those, and a leprechaun hat, and we have a mimic model. That, if we go over here, we can throw into our simulation chamber. And we need a prediction matrix, which I believe I have. Prediction matrices. And then this will run. And I haven't hooked up any, system to move stuff. But once this is done, we'll see if we get a prediction. We did not. An ender prediction. Interesting. Okay, I need to hook that up later. But you may have noticed this set up here, and you also may have noticed the nice netherite enchanted stuff I have here. That's because I have a plan for next episode, and it requires us to be a little stronger. So we'll just go over here. I have a Silk Touch pick, a Fortune pick, and then a Silk Touch axe, and a Silk Touch shovel. Say that 10 times fast. Silk Touch shovel. I have a Sweeping Edge Sharpness sword, and all of them have mending. Now, in order to get the enchantments, you put them in this advanced enchanting infuser, which not only can you add enchantments, for example, I could add Comb Cutter and then click that. I'm not going to, but we can also repair our durability right from the enchanter, but we don't need to because all of them have mending. Now, you notice mending is not in this list. So where did I get the mending? Well, that comes from here. And if we look at the mending books, a book and quill from using the squid ink, we got lapis, enchantment levels, and an experience rod, which is crafted from energetic alloy and solarium. And those are both made in the alloy smelter from things we know how to make. So I made enough mending for all of this, and we are fully netherited up with mending gear, and we are ready to face the next challenge, whatever that may be. I know what it is, but you don't yet. Now, you may be wondering where our Ender IO stuff went. It used to be here. Now there's an enchanting setup here, which I put here so I could have easy access to my experience, which I have a lot of. I had like 700 something before I enchanted all this stuff, so I don't actually have a ridiculous amount. But the Ender IO stuff went in here, in this corner. And there's a lot of refined storage stuff, and mechanism, metallurgic infuser, and an advanced smelting factory, which is a smelter with 5 slots. And if you're wondering what all of this is about, it is about this. So I realized that it actually is still showing me the stuff. I just have to wait for it to calculate a minute. Come on. Calculate. It was doing it easily the last time I was on the server. Come on, really? You're gonna be like this? Let's try a smaller one. See, now it's showing the smaller one easily. And I have already made one of these and one of these. So, just so I don't forget. But the only thing left is the 16,384,000 storage part. So that is a 16 million, essentially, storage items, which will solve all our problems forever. So if I click on this, it will finally load. And so all of the stuff is in here, except for 3.2 thousand silicon. I've made all the processors we need, I've made all the glass we need, I've got all the iron and the redstone, but we need silicon. And silicon is producing in here, coming out of here. Oh. So, how you get the silicon, you feed the sand into the sag mill, and you can make these grinding balls that will very quickly grind down, but will make your silicon output better. So essentially, the only thing standing between me and a 384K storage part is a lot of silicon. And it is counting up, so basically I just have to keep feeding sand into this barrel. I have to keep the sag mill stocked with grinding balls, and eventually I'll get there. But allow me to explain this weirdness. So, this is an external storage. This allows this chest to be part of the storage network without actually removing the items. This is great because I can, if I look in here, I can see all the redstone dust in that chest. And I have it set so that it can insert and extract, but you can also set it to insert only, which is you can see the stuff, but you can't take it out, or extract only, in which you can see the stuff and take it out, but you can't put some more stuff in. I have it on insert and extract, so it's just acting as an external storage. We have the exporter, which is set to export iron and silicon into this chest, out of the system. So this will export whatever you put in here into this inventory, so the silicon. The importers, on the other hand, will put stuff into the disk system. So the importer currently is set here, and it's not filtered right now, so it'll just take every output. And it's putting the silicon into the disk, and then the exporter's taking the silicon out of the disk into this chest. This importer is from the smelting factory, which is doing the same thing for whatever I put in here, which was basically just a way so I could load this chest up with the processors, or the raw processors, and sand, and gold, and whatever else I need to cook, and then automatically output it to here. When I'm done with this, I'm going to set up a proper interface, from ME, which acts as an importer and an exporter, and you can just use it. I'm going to set it up with, the smelting factory and maybe the alloy smelter so that I can auto-craft things requiring these, because it'll put it in, it'll wait for it to be processed, and then it'll take it out. So we're working on that. The metallurgic infuser was required for the smelting factory. This is the level 2 smelting factory. Which is the energized smelter turned into the basic smelting factory, turned into the advanced smelting factory. I didn't feel the need to go as far as the elite one, but I have speed upgraded this and this. So they're very fast, and also these importers have speed upgrades for ME, so they'll go pretty quick too. But with all of that out of the way, we're going to get to this. So the plan for next episode... Interesting why it's so dark. The plan for next episode is to fight the Ender Dragon. However, in order to make it interesting and not just another Ender Dragon fight, I decided we would fight the Ender Dragon on a dragon. So I am going to take this egg, I'm going to place it here in a forest biome, and hopefully when I right-click this, it'll start to hatch. And if I speed it up, it'll hatch a lot quicker. So we're going to wait and watch and see what happens. Oh, there we go. We have a little dragon. That was quick. Lush dragon. Right-clicking. First dragon. Okay, now we're going to take this lime green whistle I've created and bind it. And it's going to take 10 minutes to grow, it seems. Can I can't speed it up. I don't know actually how the whistles work. It might need to be full grown in order to be called. But I'm going to wait here for 10 minutes and let this thing grow up, and we'll see what it can do. So I went to do something else for a minute. And, yeah. I don't know how this happened. How'd you get up here, man? But as you can see, it's a little bit bigger. Hopefully, once it's grown up, we can whistle it back down to the ground, where there's, you know, safety or something. 20 seconds. But yeah, it was kind of freaky, actually. I saw it running around for a while, and then I went away for a second, and I come back, and it's up here. I ran around the base looking for it, and I looked at the map. It's right here. Of course it's a blood moon. Why wouldn't it be? There we go. Hello. Can we saddle it? No. Can we armor it? No. How do we apply the whistle? Dragon. I'm not... Do we have to tame it or something? Because, like, it's not listening to me. What happens if I push it off? Hey, dragon. You're just gonna hover like that? Okay, that's acceptable. How do I... Is there a guidebook? At Dragon Mounts. There is not a guidebook. Whistle. 1 second while I look something up here. So, apparently, you're supposed to be able to shift right-click to bind the dragon. But it's not working. Do you have to be on the ground or something? Like, what's the deal, dragon, here? I can't ride the dragon. I can't bind the dragon. Do I need to feed the dragon? Steak. Let's go get some meat. See if we need to, like, tame it or something? Beef. Maybe. Do we need to tame the dragon? Nope, don't push it off like that. Go down. Oh, come on. Just wandering around. Being unhelpful. No. Is there a keybind for binding a dragon? Category dragon mounts. Dragon command menu. Let's set that to... Nope, nope. Nope, nope. Keypad 6. Well, that's also not doing anything. Yeah. Okay. I've tried this enough. If anyone in the comments has any idea how to make the dragons work, please let me know. And I will try and keep it from, pitching itself off the edge into the void. But hopefully someone will know how to do this, and next episode we can ride it into battle against the Ender Dragon. Speaking of which, let's wrap the episode up by making ourselves an end cake. End cake. End cake. Alright, that's the plan for next episode, is fight the dragon one way or another. Hopefully we're riding a dragon at the time, but there's no guarantees. We'll see what happens. Oh, and also maybe next episode, depending on how long I wait before filming next episode, we can finish the silicon. Or we can click the button and craft the big storage space. I have a housing ready to go. But, yeah, until then, thanks for watching. Later.